beings. This is just a level of existence. You can call it level 1, 2, and 3 if that makes you happy. Now, theoretically, because 3 is the creation or perfection, that's really all that should exist. That's really all there should be, because then it just starts to get self-aware and it goes into the triangle again. But that's not what happened. At this point, I need to explain to you a difference in terminology. Most of you heard out there that the words alien and extraterrestrial are the same thing. And in some modalities, they just use them interchangeably. However, as a government terminology, they're two different things. And there are glossaries that explain that in your pamphlets. However, an alien being is simply a physical person like you and I who comes from a different planet within the same physical universe. That's what, to the government, an alien being is. An extraterrestrial is a being that may not necessarily be from this reality and can be physical or non-physical at the same time. Kind of like an electron. Can be physical or energy at the same time and can leap in and out of reality at will. That level is called extraterrestrial or ET. And that is a separate level by itself. It's a borderline level between physical reality and non-physical reality. This is the part that, biblically speaking, the Bible refers to the fall from grace. Because this is the part where the self-awareness within this level said, well, maybe I'm more than God. Maybe I don't need God. Maybe God doesn't want me. This negative thinking began at a portion of this level, and immediately this level gets created, becomes more physical, more dense. Why? Not taking responsibility for thought pattern, therefore immediate externalization. And it then perpetuates itself. And then the next level where you all exist is human. And I'm going to put also alien because I want you to realize this is not the same level. Human, alien, any physical being in the physical universe is at the same level energetically. Now, what do you think would be the next level after that? Keeping in mind that like begets like, and that each level creates the level after it. But what do you think is the next level after humanity? And by the way, the perception is that there's less intelligence as you get further down the chart. Yeah. Would be animal as well as insect.
Sense a misnomer because animals aren't as stupid as people tend them to be.
Well, but an animal isn't going to operate a computer or fly an airplane or build technology for the most part.
I know.
Well, I'd like to see one do that.
You never know.
You never know, is right.
Dogs do have vocal cords capable of speech.
Well, as a matter of fact,
And I knew a dog that could talk.
as a matter of fact, there are alien and ET groups that go into this level and raise it up to this level. And they look at like animal beings, which I can talk about actually tomorrow. So, yeah, that's right. But remember, each group, each level has the attributes of the others because they're mirroring it. And here's another thing. Each level sustains the one that created it. I'll get to that in a bit. What's underneath here? Plant. Then what do you think is after that? Well, close. Another word, that mineral.
Oh, that's right.
And then what? It's going to get a little dicey over here. Subatomic particles. And now what happens? This gets where it gets interesting.
Going beyond that?
So where does it really go?
Doesn't cycle back?
Yes, very smart. Goes right back. Why? Pure energy. Pure energy.
Yeah, it'll be created and destroyed.
So really, even though I'm drawing this here in a straight line to give you the concept, in reality, it's a circle. And in archetype language, which you're going to learn today, the circle represents space or environment or existence. That's why. And does it matter? Does it matter where you are in the circle? No. It doesn't matter where you are in the circle, because it's all part of the same existence.
It's also a life cycle, too. It's not just straight line.
Exactly correct. But now I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to draw dotted lines. Because those are the borderline areas. And when I say borderline areas, that's because this little section here encompasses physical reality. Or realities, plural, and I'll tell you why in a moment. And the rest is non-physical. Now, how does this part, this physical reality part, compare to the non-physical part? Well, if you were to take a little molecule of one little fiber of that carpet on the floor, that would be the totality in God mind of all physical realities that exist, and all the rest of the room would be non-physical realities, comparatively. So, in effect, within God mind, this is quite a minor situation. And in the complexities and expanse of God mind, it's already been resolved. Just that the people within it haven't gotten that far yet. Now, we know that each one of these levels becomes a support structure or sustenance for the level above. Now, so what happens at our level? How do we sustain or support what is above? They don't eat us physically. We eat all of these. That's how they sustain us.
It's all energy, though.
It's all energy. So how could we energetically support this? What do? Some of you every day.
Meditation.
Prayer, mental work, energetic work, that kind of work.
That does increase it, which is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
How that works.
Mm-hmm. And then that keeps this going and flowing. So that in effect, it's kind of like a gigantic energetic breath. In and out. In and out. In and out. Through physical reality and out. It's breathing. It's existence breathing. That's why you breathe. As above, so below. Your bodies are microcosms of totality. And here's something that's even more interesting. I mentioned to you that each one of you exists in every one of these levels simultaneously. Where? If you are at this level now, how do you exist at all of these levels? There is something called the Oversoul, or Master Intelligence, that feeds back into the God mind, of which you are a part. And your Oversoul is connected at that level. Here's the triangle again. So right here is the Oversoul description. Right now, as a human being, your awareness level is at this point. But you have the capacity to be aware at all of these points. Because within your Oversoul exists every part of creation that is imaginable. So that you can tap into that using language of hyperspace techniques and see every part of yourself as it exists in all of these levels. That's how magnificent existence is. And here's another thing. What's the difference between reality and actuality? What's the difference? We're in this room now. I might think it's warm, you might think it's cool, I might think it's uncomfortable, you might think it's comfortable, I might think I'm far